Hi, I'm Charlie Winsky with the South Carolina High School League. Take a few minutes here to talk about spring football practice and outline a couple things in our rules and regulations so that we can talk you through it, hopefully cut down on some questions you have, but also cut down on the volume of calls that we get on repetitive questions. We often get calls as to who is eligible to participate in spring practice. Just a reminder that spring period for open season is open to all students that are either enrolled in your school or enrolled in your feeder middle school. If they are not enrolled in your school or enrolled in your feeder middle school, then they would not be eligible to participate in open season practice unless they are a homeschool student that lives in your zone or they attend a charter school and are eligible to play sports at your school based on the fact that they live in your attendance zone as well. You cannot mandate that anybody come to these practices, and you cannot exclude anyone from these practices. This is not a reward for having come to weightlifting all spring, but it's also not a punishment for those that have not been there either. Please make sure you remember it's open to anyone and everyone who's in your school and who is in your feeder middle school that wishes to attend. 2019, your open season dates for football began on May 1st and run through May 31st. All schools have the opportunity to have 20 days of practice during that period. Reminder that 10 of those days may be in pads. Should you choose to go in pads, you must be in helmets only for at least 3 days prior to putting any pads on of any kind. Reminder for those of you that have done this before, for those of you that are new, first 3 days for everyone, no dummies are allowed of any kind, whether you're in helmets only with plans to go into pads or whether you're in helmets only with plans to stay in helmets. That includes your stand-up dummies, your handheld dummies, arm shield, hand shields, tackling rings, anything that is not supported by the ground or an arm that connects it to the ground, or it would be a sled. Sleds would be permissible during those first 3 days, but dummies of any kind are not used in any capacity. Students in grades 9 through 11 are eligible to participate in the varsity spring practice during the May open period. What that means is after they've completed their first 3 days in helmets only, they're allowed to participate in the 10 days of your padded practice. Again, that's students in grades 9 through 11 are allowed to participate during the padded practice time for those 10 days after they've completed the first 3 days in helmets only. Students in grades 6 through 11 are eligible to participate in the open period during May. Reminder, students in grades 6th, 7th, and 8th are only allowed to participate in helmets only, cannot be mixed in to the padded practice, not take part in any drill where a student athlete's wearing pads. Again, students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are only allowed to wear helmets during the May open period. If you're going to have students in 6th, 7th, and 8th involved with grades 9 through 11 while you're having pads on, you need to make sure they're during separate drills, 2 separate fields, separate areas, and they're not intermixed together during the practice. It's clearly distinguishable that 2 separate practices going on when you're wearing pads. Students in grades 6th, 7th, and 8th can participate with students in grades 9 through 11 if everyone's just wearing helmets. The difference maker is once you put on pads, everybody must now participate in separate practice. As always, should you have any questions, refer back to the rules and regulations for football. Spring practice is outlined there on the very first page at the bottom. Or you can call our office at 803-798-0120. Be happy to help you. Wish you all best of luck this spring, and remember, keep an eye on those wet bulb globe thermometers as we move to the high heat and humidity part of the year.